Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are discussing on Introduction to Cybersecurity Module 2. If you're a VTU student following the BETCK105l or 205l syllabus, you are in the right place. This session is brought to you by CSE Pass Guide, your ultimate exam success partner. Q1. Explain the categories of cybercrime. Cybercrime can be broadly classified into three main categories based on the intended target. First, crimes targeted at individuals focus on exploiting human psychological vulnerabilities, such as trust, greed, or a lack of awareness, to carry out financial frauds, online harassment, or the sale of illegal items. Second, crimes targeted at property involve the theft or intentional damage of assets, which can range from a physical stealing of hardware like laptops and mobile devices to the digital spread of malware and the theft of data from external drives. Finally, crimes targeted at organizations consist of high-level attacks directed at governments or large entities with the intent to cause widespread fear, disrupt critical systems, or steal sensitive information. These high-stakes crimes typically include cyberterrorism, massive data breaches, and sophisticated network attacks. Together, these categories illustrate how cybercriminals adapt their methods depending on whether they are targeting a person's trust, their physical belongings, or a nation's infrastructure. Q2. Explain how criminals plan a cybercrime attack. Criminals typically follow a three-stage process to plan and execute a cyber attack. The first stage is reconnaissance, which acts as the information-gathering phase. Here, the attacker accumulates data about the target to understand system vulnerabilities. Next is scanning and scrutinizing, where tools are used for port scanning to identify entry points, network scanning to map out IP addresses, and vulnerability scanning to pinpoint existing weaknesses in the defense. Finally, the launching phase takes place, involving the intrusion. During this stage, attackers may attempt to crack passwords, exploit user privileges to gain control, and execute commands. To complete the attack, files are often hidden. Q3. What is social engineering? Discuss the classification of social engineering. Social engineering is defined as the technique to influence and persuasion to deceive individuals to obtain confidential information or trick them into performing specific actions. Instead of exploiting technical computer security holes, social engineers exploit the natural human tendency to trust others. This practice is broadly classified into two categories: human-based and computer-based social engineering. Human-based methods involve direct personal interaction, such as impersonation, posing as a manager, or calling technical support to manipulate a victim. In contrast, computer-based social engineering uses technology as a medium to deceive users, commonly through the use of fake emails, malicious email attachments, and misleading pop-up windows. Q4. What is cyberstalking? Discuss the types along with a case study. Cyberstalking refers to the use of the internet and/or other electronic communications devices to stalk another person. It involves harassing or threatening behavior that an individual conducts repeatedly. Cyberstalking is generally classified into two types: online stalkers, who use tools like email and chat rooms to harass victims, and offline stalkers, who engage in physical following and watching a person's daily routine. The case of Mrs. Joshi serves as a prominent case study for this crime. She received almost 40 harassing calls in just 3 days, originating from various locations including Kuwait, Cochin, Bombay, and Ahmedabad. These calls created havoc in her personal life and destroyed her mental peace, leading her to register a complaint with the Delhi police. The investigation revealed that an individual was impersonating her on the website www.make.com in the Delhi channel for 4 consecutive days. The attacker used her real name and address while using obscene language and deliberately shared her telephone number with other chatters to encourage them to call her at odd hours. Q5. Discuss a few tips for safety and security while using computer in cybercafe. To maintain safety and security while using a computer in a cybercafe, it is essential to follow several key practices. First, users should always log out of their accounts manually instead of just closing the browser to prevent unauthorized access. It is crucial to stay with the computer at all times while logged in and clear all history, cookies, before leaving. One must also be alert to shoulder surfing, where bystanders might try to peek at sensitive information. Ideally, users should avoid financial transactions like online banking on public systems. If necessary, they should change passwords soon after on a trusted device. Additionally, utilizing virtual keyboards can help bypass potential keyloggers. Q6. What are botnets? A botnet is a collection of software robots, or bots, that run autonomously and automatically on infected computers. These networks generate profit through a structured business model divided into botnet renting-selling. In the renting model, botmasters lease their network to other criminals to perform massive DDoS attacks or send out millions of spam emails. The selling side of the business involves installing malware and adware on target systems, conducting phishing attacks, or performing spamdexing to manipulate search engine results. Perhaps the most lucrative aspect of the botnet business is the theft of confidential information. Bots are used to harvest sensitive data, which is then categorized and sold on underground markets. This includes stolen credit card and bank account details, personal identity information, and login credentials for various internet services and online shops. By transforming compromised devices into a programmable workforce, botnets provide a scalable and highly profitable infrastructure for global cybercrime. Q7. Define attack vectors and discuss how they are launched. An attack vector is a path or means by which an attacker can gain access to a computer or to a network server to deliver a payload or malicious outcome. These vectors are the specific routes criminals use to bypass security and exploit vulnerabilities. They can be launched through various methods, such as attacks by email and deception, social engineering, which trick users into revealing secrets. Technical methods include sending malicious attachments, deploying viruses, or using malicious web pages that infect a system as soon as they are visited. Additionally, hackers themselves act as a launch point by manually identifying and probing for weaknesses in a network's defense to deliver their harmful payloads. And that brings us to the end of our session on Module 2. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. By following CSE Pass Guide, you're going to get access to module-wise important questions, passing packages, previous year question trends,